You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
We are live.
We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, or wherever you're at. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hello, hello.
We have Johny Bigg Rigg Hendricks on the show today, and we are pleased to have him here. He's joined our camp, and thought it'd be a good idea to get him in here and kind of talk about what he's doing here and what he hopes to gain from being here. And there you go. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It's been nice to come over here and train. You know, to get to get the people that are here. I can't stress it enough. It's been an awesome trip for me.
So the hype is real.
Yes. Well, you know what it is? It's the fact that everybody here, whenever you train, they hit a spot where they're like, I want to go back again. I want to go with you again. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I beat you, or I didn't beat you. I wanted to see if I can do it again. You know what I mean? Like, they're always striving for better. And it's really the athletes that are doing that.
Yeah.
The camp does that to you. You don't have to be so nervous. I see you over there shaking and shivering
Yeah.
and such, but no. If you guys see that on TV, it's because he just finished a death run.
21 minutes.
A death run with Greg Jackson and the boys. They were
Hills
out
of-
running
Hill of
the
Tears.
mountains.
And then he was shoved into ice cold water.
Yeah, they went out to the university and got into those ice pits of death, and so yeah,
They are.
30 minutes later, he's still shivering. So yeah, he's
How long you sat in that thing?
We did 21 minutes today. We were supposed to do 20.
Straight?
Yeah.
20 minutes, just you got in there 20
You
minutes?
get in there. We started off probably about
Holy
4 minutes, and I looked over at Coach, and he started going chest deep. So
Did
I
he
was
get in there with you?
Yeah,
Coach,
he loves those things, man. Are you kidding me?
I didn't know that about right?
See, I wish I'd got over there and get some pictures of that because we
Next
love
time
that
we'll
stuff.
go, we should ask him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he loves those things. So he gets in there. Then I'm like, I got to do it too. And then I'm like, oh, that was a dumb mistake.
So what does your body feel after like 15, 10 minutes? I mean, I go on the cold shower and I'm like, oh, I can, like for 15, 20 seconds. 20 minutes of ice,
Well,
baby.
you know what? We just sort of talked. You know,
You
just sort
you
of.
try not to
Yeah.
keep thinking about it, kind of like.
Yeah, he said he likes to think about, like, he said he goes up to streams and stuff up in the mountains, and he sits in there. Me, even when I'm working out, I got to talk. I'm a talker. I like to have fun, and so I'm sitting there. I look at him.
You and Greg are polar opposites. So you
Yes.
want to talk and he just wants to meditate.
Yes, he wants to meditate, and I look over.
Johnny, be quiet.
Yeah. He'll sit there and look at me, and then he'll close his eyes, and I'm like, I can't take it. So I just start talking to him.
Greg is an interesting individual, isn't he? Like,
Yeah,
once you get to know him, that's why I guess he has that effect on fighters for some reason. They want to be around
Well,
him and learn from him.
you know what it is? It's like today we were running, and you got to run like a mile and a half to get to the spot, right? So I run past him. I'm like, I look at him. I go, it's nice to see that you always bring a smile out of me. You know, and that's one thing that I
does
try
that.
to do too,
He
right?
does that.
He's always positive. Like
Yeah.
he's always like, hey.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always like, hey guys, good to see you.
And he's doing it with you, which
Yeah.
is cool. He's actually in.
Yeah.
He's not like outside there, Johnny, get in there.
Yeah,
he's like
he's
in,
not with a loudspeaker standing at
like-
the bottom of the hill yelling at you.
get in the ice bed.
Yeah, no, he's actually he runs with you. He does everything with you. So
I bet you he would roll with it too, just he has back problems. So
Yeah.
he would train too, man. I know he would.
yeah, no, and that's one thing. Like one of my biggest things, I always try to bring a positive attitude. Right? If you're not smiling, I'm gonna try to get you to smile because you know.
Well, the day you walked in 2-3 weeks ago now, you could tell just the positive energy you brought. Your dad was here with you, and you guys. Just there's something about that Southern comfort, I guess. You walk in and just
no strangers, right?
I like how his
Exactly.
dad was like, "We should have. I've been talking about this for a long time.
yeah, he was.
We should have came here a long time ago.
and that's exactly what
We
he
finally
said.
made it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
so
is,
happy.
That's the same thing I thought too. I was like, I'm just pissed that I took 2 years to get here.
Yeah.
You know, where would I be at if I'd have done that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, we're happy
you know
to
what?
have you.
You know what? Like, I mean, we talk about it. I mean, I know MMA world and MMA fight game is a roller coaster. I mean, it's up and down nonstop, And I don't think there's really any magic formula to this, except like hard work and dedication and doing the things that you love and have a passion for it. So, a lot of people say like, oh, Greg is a guru, and then you lose a fight. It's like, oh, he's not. But then the way I see it is like he never proclaimed himself a guru. He just does the best he can to help the fighters, teach the fighters how to win fights, which he's done a lot. But it also comes down to if the fighter follows the game plan, which most and listens.
Yes, listening
So,
is a big part.
Listening is a huge part because with Greg you have to listen, because otherwise you might miss something. So that's my
It's a very true story. We see him. We talk about this all the time. When he's cage side during the breaks, in between rounds, he just has this spirit about him. The way he calms people down in the corner, and
I always bring this
catch your
up.
breath.
The last fight, John Jones with Cormier, and it's I don't know, it's stuck in my head. And I always bring down when we talk about Greg and the effect that he has, because I like watch in between fights more when. Especially because I work with him and I know the coaches and I'm there and I know the fighters. So I want to try to listen to what Greg is saying, because I'm not there, which I would love to be. I've cornered fights with him once and a couple times with Wing. But so John Jones sits down and he's literally like you, like shivering, and like, it's a rush of in a fight.
The adrenaline.
In between fight, and he's like, or stuck up and stuff like that. And then whatever Greg said, I don't remember exactly what he was saying, and you see John Jones just mellows down, sits down, and his smile comes up as Greg talking to him. So just like, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, and then
That's the magical moment that everyone always talks about. Like
Yes.
how Greg
And
coaches and how he makes you listen and understands and calm down your nerves. Because you just saw it. It's like day and night. John is like, like how you in between rounds. And, and then Greg talking to John.
And then he tells Mr. Winklejohn, "Okay, big bro,
Your turn."
Your turn." And the big bro tells him, "Now, this is what you know.
It's like polar opposites, but like the way like yin and yang, I guess, as they talk, like they connect and it's at that level, and they've been doing it for. I mean, these two coaches are probably, in the history of the sport, probably cornered more fights than any other freaking coach.
Yeah, high level fights, like, championship fights,
like in UFC. Like if you think about.
Well, they got what, 10 off of GSP.
Yeah.
That's just one of them.
Well,
and then they got what?
John Jones did. We have that poster downstairs. UFC pay-per-views, like all that from UFC 1 to UFC 200. And then went counting through all of them, and it's like John Jones, like 10 pay-per-view events.
Yes.
With this team.
Yeah.
So speaking of GSP, the fight with you and GSP, that wasn't a Greg Jackson Winklejohn fight, was it? Or was it?
I think it was.
Was he in
I think
there?
it was the last one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So is it kind of surreal now that you're in the opposite corner now, looking across? You went from that and now you're in their corner. It's got to be such a strange thing.
Well, you know what? That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to this camp. They know me.
Yeah.
They've trained for me, 4 fights now?
Exactly.
That's smart. Yeah, makes sense.
You also, like, who to get me back to where I want to be and better than somebody who already knows how I should be, how I fight, how I should do this. And so that was one of the major reasons why I wanted to give this camp a try first.
Yeah. Well, we've all watched that fight. And,
smart, actually.
I have my opinion. You probably won that fight. You retired GSP after that fight, but that doesn't take away from the coaching abilities of Jackson and Winklejohn, because they did their job for that fight.
Well, GSP used to share camps too, man. Like that's why a lot of people don't realize. He got canned and come here, and then it happens with many fighters. It's fine. It happens. It just.
Well, you know what?
Everyone has a home team, the way I say it, and then they
Yes.
come.
And that's what really stuck out to my mind to try to find a new camp is when I fought Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh.
And whenever I fought him, I heard Wink and Jackson saying little things that
You picked up.
That you wish you would have.
that I was sitting there going, I was literally like, I wanted to yell, "Shut up!"
Stop telling them my secrets.
Yeah, well, like
You saw that
this,
in me,
this,
man. You
this,
assholes.
yeah, and it wasn't what I was doing; is what Carlos needed to do,
Yeah.
right?
How they read you.
Yeah, like
leading up to that
yes.
to the battle, like.
Yeah, so like after the first round, they were saying, "Hey, you need to do this," and then I heard them saying that, and I was like,
Respect.
Yeah.
"Yeah, hey,
To a
quit."
certain extent,
Yeah, I was like, "Quit," and Carlos followed it, and, made that third round closer than I wanted it to be.
It was
right?
a close fight.
Right?
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a battle. I remember.
Yeah, because that third round, if they wouldn't have said anything, it would have still went my way. But that third round, he started listening to him better, and he started.
It was too little, too late at that point, but yeah,
but
he did pick up some stuff.
Yeah.
You could have got him out a little earlier. Is what you're saying, huh?
Well, not get him out, but extend the fight better my way.
Yeah.
But what they were saying, and Carlos picked up on it too, and said, "All right." He started doing this, this, and this, and then you're going, "Crap! All right, I have to adapt." But by that time, you're sort of, you've had so much success, it's hard to adapt.
Yeah.
So you got your fight. You got your fight in Madison Square Gardens coming up. What? Tell us about that. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy. I just know that he's going to come out and try to push me and throw hard punches. That's all.
I heard he's pretty strong, big, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if he's strong.
Undefeated. It looks strong, but every guy looks strong.
I was about to say, everybody.
All cut up. And,
whenever you look over a guy and they're like,
huge, yeah.
It's not the Bigg Rigg, man. Come on, that's Bigg Rigg. Tell us about that name. How'd that come about?
So I used to drive an F-350.
Okay.
And it had ranch hand front and back bumpers.
Just like a cowboy.
Yeah. And they were like, dang, that's like almost driving a Bigg Rigg, who they already said I hit hard. They always said I hit like a mad truck. So it's sort of just stuck.
So this was something that you got during the UFC or
yeah, it was
after high school, obviously.
No, it was after it was right before the John Fitch fight.
Okay.
That was the first time they announced it, and I knocked him out in 12 seconds.
And it just stuck.
That's a cool name.
And
I
it
remember,
stuck.
yeah, man, you're a powerhouse, man. I remember watching your fights, man. That time, man, I was a big fan.
But back then, they didn't care about my hands. They were more scared about wrestling.
But then they realized the rigs.
So your high school record
very
we heard was like 101 to 5 or something. Does that sound about right?
I think it was 114 or 120 something, and I want to say 12 or 14 I lost.
Oh my God, man!
And then in college I was 128 and 13 or 14.
And
Wow,
this
impressive.
was all in Oklahoma. So high school, Oklahoma, and college, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Okay.
That's impressive, man. Tell me more about your experience in international wrestling, like especially Russia, since I like to hear that story.
I was in Russia. I got second at World Trials, but the guy who got first, he didn't want to go, so I went. And whenever I went to Russia, it was really an eye opener for me, because you see these guys, you hear about what's going on. I don't know if I can explain everything, but we got treated very well. We were taken care of. Like, that's one thing I realized, that it sucks in a sense that football players get treated that way here. Mm-hmm. Over there, wrestlers, oh my gosh, we got taken them. I think it was a Russian mob. That's the only thing I can think of, because we got to do stuff that
we've heard comedy.
What stays over there stays over there.
Yes.
So don't bring it up.
Yes.
The machine
cool.
comes to mind.
And we went over there, and I saw, I love history.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest things. So going to Moscow and all those places.
Architecture and all the
St.
history.
Petersburg.
What years are those when you competed there? What year was
it? 97, I think.
97. Yeah, I left in 1995. Yeah, but those are hard times.
You're almost there at the same time.
Yeah, Russia was going through an interesting transition period at that time. It wasn't the safest place.
No, but it was beautiful. I loved the structures. The history behind it. Like Madison, at Moscow,
Kremlin.
The Kremlin.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Red Square.
Yeah, the Red Square. What did they do after he built it?
Yeah.
They made him blind.
Oh.
So he could never build another architect like that.
That's a Russian
story.
Wow.
So, you're sitting here going, man, that's
El
crazy.
Chapo.
El Chapo.
I stuck at it.
Different continents.
Yeah, I just turned it to my feels are right here.
Yeah.
You know that show they're playing right now? Did you see on Netflix?
He became obsessed with the show. Yeah.
Like, Narcos? They came out. You saw it? It's good. And now they came out with another one. It's El Chapo.
About him escaping and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so he reminds me of El Chapo. Every time I see it, it's El Chapo. Yeah, so Russia,
just because I'm short.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I loved it over there. we had a great experience. And that's where, going back to the wrestling aspect, that really changed my attitude when it came to wrestling. I'm seeing these guys, they're off at a camp 7-8 months out of the year. They're doing their sport.
Yeah.
You know, we're playing baseball, football, wrestling, yada, 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 track, whatever. And they're doing one thing.
Yeah, they're multiple sports, whereas, yeah, exactly.
A question for you like this, because I'm always been, because my son, obviously born in America, and he's a big-time wrestler, state champion, national champion, and plays football and stuff. But he did a freestyle tournament, and I never understood why in the United States that you have the scholastic, and scholastic and collegiate wrestling and stuff
folk style,
different from international wrestling. When what matters is the international competition, right? Because you want to be, after you finish college, like where do you go? That's why you see all the collegiate wrestlers, right? The high school wrestlers, wherever they transition to MMA and go that direction. Thank God we have that avenue, right? But if we didn't have that avenue, then to transition when you from 5 years old you train in all this folk style stuff, and then how do you transition to freestyle? Like why in America they don't train freestyle from day one? Like I never understood that.
You know what? That is a great question, because you're right. They don't have folk style in the Olympics. So, man, I don't know how to answer that question, because you're the thing that is good about folk style, I guess. The only thing I can say that's really good for folk style is
doubles.
Yes, double legs. It makes you more aggressive,
strong.
Right? Yeah, you have to be more aggressive, because
freestyle more scrambling type of, like more elastic.
You don't want to give up your back.
Yeah.
Where in folk style, if I hit a high crotch and I expose my back, there's no two. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a little bit more willingness to take chances, because if the only way you can take me down is if you get behind me and ride me down, right? Both knees, both hands are on the mat. Now that's two. But where folk style or freestyle was really hard for me, because I did a lot of folk style. I teched myself. I hit 5 high crotches. Boom.
Like I'm there.
I hit it, and then they'd go out of bounds. I'd drive them out of bounds, and they'd be like 2 points.
Like what'd they do?
Why are they giving it to the other guy? Whatever. I did it again. I ended up beating myself.
Yeah. Wow. So how does one transition in America if you growing up and you're doing collegiate, but you want to pursue freestyle? Because I know like all this, there's not a lot of places you can go learn freestyle. Like there's not a lot of you have Olympic Center, there's some place in New York. Like you don't hear a lot of like clubs that specifically specialize in freestyle. How?
There's one in I think there's one in Arizona.
There's one.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
There's one at Oklahoma State, because there's a lot of guys that, you got to be around a college that has wrestling.
You have to. Yeah.
Those are the guys that are going to be doing it, and they're going to, like right now, we got some guys that are at Oklahoma State, like Derringer for one. He is still up there training, and whenever he goes, he does freestyle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but it's so hard. You're right, it is. But what I like is that I think it makes it, for us, it makes it a little bit harder, a little bit
challenging,
more challenging, because you got to go from being folk style to literally 2 months off to be a freestyler by that 2 months.
Yeah, but America is a superpower when it comes down to wrestling, man. Like recently, especially with Schneider, you saw he beat Sadulayev. Won a match. I know Sadulayev went up in weight and Schneider was big, but still, Sadulayev was unbeaten.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw the match?
No, I heard about it. I heard about it. And that's the thing is, like, even though I'm out of wrestling, I'm still somewhat in tune with it.
Yeah, your ears have always pointed that direction. Me too, man. Like, I follow up even though you don't dwell deep into it because you own the world, but still, it's like, because you're so, like, in it, it just, nothing gets up past.
Start throwing everyone a curve and start learning the sambo, the Russian sambo stuff. That's a whole other deal.
I think I had to learn some of that today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you roll with a guy. He's strong,
that's
he
right.
is strong.
Yeah, we get these Russians in here all the time, and man,
He's
I'll tell you
from
what.
Azerbaijan.
Say it again. That's a tongue twister.
Azerbaijan. Say it.
No one's going to say
Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah. It's a country within. It's a country.
Yeah.
It's a former USSR.
Sounds romantic.
Okay.
Former USA,
Curiously.
Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, like all those stuff.
Yeah. He is. Yeah, he was strong. So
He
right off
put
the
he
bat.
put Ben Askren on his butt he fought Ben Askren
Yeah.
in one FC. Yeah, he lost. Well, Ben Askren, but I think you beat Ben Askren at one point, right?
Yeah, I wrestled him. I beat him.
Oh my
Nice.
god,
Yeah.
that is an achievement on its own, man. Because the guy's undefeated and he like
This guy's a
runs-
legend.
Yeah, Johnny, hell yeah. But Ben Askren, yeah, he took Ben Askren down and kind of like and then got stuff, but still, pretty legitimate dude.
Yeah, Ben's more of a guy that wants to just be on top.
Yeah.
He'll scramble, do whatever he can to be on top.
How do you think he would do in UFC?
Nah,
In the
know
top echelon?
nah,
You don't think?
No way.
no. He doesn't have hands.
Ah,
Well, Damian Maya, but
Yeah, but Damian
there's
Mayan's
always-
also on a different level when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's,
Let's be honest.
I tell you, man.
That's a hard one. For
That's
me.
to be
It's a
honest.
hard one for me for Ben Askren because
He
he makes people look like they don't belong, man. I remember watching him fight against Koreshkov for a title shot in Bellator. It was like 250.
striker.
Yeah, striker, yeah, but still. It was like 254 shots versus 3. Koreshkov landed 3 shots total. And like,
Well, seeing what Damian, seeing what
like,
Damian
whoa.
Maya did to our very own Carlos was
yeah,
not.
but Carlos
very-
wasn't in it, though. Like,
That was
he didn't
horrible.
look the same.
And
Just,
we'll talk to Carlos about that.
But that's the thing is that, you're sitting here going, but that's a guy who he can somewhat strike. Damian's not a great striker, but he can somewhat strike
can
enough to
roll,
get,
yeah.
to get you fearful.
Well, Tyrone Woodley kind of put that to the test. And that,
perspective, kind of like. But he kept the distance
Yes.
and moving a
Yeah.
lot. And
Yeah,
just-
but that's
just-
what Woodley does.
Yeah.
Woodley's going to he's going to back up.
He's a
And
legit
once,
wrestler that able to stop takedowns. And
but once he feels comfortable enough to throw a punch, he's going to throw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he's back to, he's going to throw 3 hard. And if any of those connect, you could be done. And then he's going to be back to circling away. And he's going to explode again.
Yeah,
he's
that
gonna
was,
circle, explode.
I was
Such
at
a
that fight.
science to this thing, man. People just think it's just fighting brutal. They just know nothing goes in it. Some people, they just want to see this brutal aspect of the sport. And
Yeah,
they don't understand how much, like, literally, if you analyze it, think about it, how you get ready for it, how you study everything, how you look for patterns and things like that. People don't think about it. They're like, oh, John, just get off the cage, man. Just get up.
Yeah,
1 second. Yeah, let me, like, I don't want to, man. It's not that easy.
Yeah, they're like,
it's not that fucking
hey,
easy, man.
just, I used to be there. I used to be a guy who watched it, and you'd be like, because whenever I was getting into it, you had Chuck Liddell and
Yeah.
Randy Couture.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 favorite fighters. I love Randy because the way they treated everybody, yada yada yada, and then you had Chuck Liddell, who was just he was nice to the fans, but the way that he fought, I loved it.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And so those are the 2 guys I was like, what? You have game planning on one side, and then you have just a guy that's just going to strike and be brutal, do whatever it takes to win. And looking back, I'm like, I loved it.
So how long after college did you decide, I'm going to do this MMA thing? Was it just like a natural transition? You said, it's just, or did you always know you were going to get into MMA? What started that?
No, I'm not a fighter. I've never been a fighter. I was always the guy at the bar that said, dude, we don't need to do this.
Yeah.
You're the Greg Jackson.
Yeah, but once they hit that switch on me, I'm like,
he became fear the beard.
yeah, I'm like, dude,
Fear
you know
the
what?
beard. That's Johnny Hendricks,
Is that
Yeah,
the
I have a T-shirt from him.
Oh, that's
because
funny.
Yeah.
when I got into MMA,
wonder you never shaved that
when I
beard.
was working with Russian fighters, how I got into the game was actually kind of like by driving a Russian fighter to train with Johnny. Rashid Magomedov, he was making a debut. That's how I knew Johnny from back then, and I met
Yep.
his coaches. And
I've
stuff.
always heard
Ended
that
up-
term. I never knew that was you.
Yeah,
That's
and then
hilarious.
I got the T-shirt that I still keep actually and have.
Nice.
Because it was one of those.
You got to bring it in and have him sign it
yeah,
before he takes off.
Yeah, unique. I have it signed. Back.
Oh, no, there you go.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I
Yeah.
think I did sign it that day.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It's orange.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fear the beard. It just got like
love it.
no face and just beard, like
Yeah.
kind of like
I've seen that.
silhouette.
Yeah,
And-
now you mention it.
yeah, there was a big movement back in. Everyone was right. Johnny was like,
I remember that first time you came in too.
yeah. It's funny, a small world, man. And then Johnny's here now.
There
and
he
I'm
is.
running this place.
So you're like, I'm not a fighter, but go ahead and give me some Give me some cage matches. Let's do this. What the heck?
No, I trained it the first time. I didn't like it. And the next time I trained it, I got knocked out. And I didn't wake up until the next day.
In the training?
Yeah, in training. Because
Holy cow.
it was a dick move, but whatever. I got knocked out. And then the next day I was like, you always, because I knew I wanted a family. I knew I wanted to protect them. I could, at that point, that was an eye opener. If somebody knows a little bit more than me, I can't protect myself or my family.
It's also that competitive spirit in you too, and,
Yeah.
and being, learning. Because I mean, wrestling is part of fighting, right? So you already know what the grind is, and
Yeah.
you're doing that thing. And you just guess decide to take it up a notch, and that's when you're like, let me learn some striking.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Is that after that happened, I was like, how do I get better? Then it became a challenge.
Because there's always something to learn.
Yeah, and so
And then jiu-jitsu, then you got into jiu-jitsu. I know
Yeah.
that. I rolled with you one time.
yeah. And then what happened was my very first fight. I said I'm going to be a UFC champ. And everybody was like,
Wow.
"You're an idiot."
So that-
I looked at him and said, "I'm going to be a UFC champ." I don't
you
know how.
visualized it. That's good.
Well, set goals, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
How,
What's the use?
Yeah, why do it if you're just going to be an average fighter?
Yeah.
If you want to be the best, you train with the best, you do the best you can. And
It takes a mentality that a lot of people don't have, but yeah, obviously you had it and you did it.
You seem to be an outdoor guy, right?
huh?
You like outdoors, right?
Yeah, I love outdoors.
So what do you think of like New Mexico landscape and all this stuff to do here?
You know what? I love it. I love being able to wake up and see mountains. Texas, I love Texas. You'll never get me out of Texas.
But there's no mountains.
But there are no mountains. We have the hill country, beautiful hill country.
Mountains of shit, maybe, but no actual mountains.
That's only in one place. That's where all the cattle.
Amarillo,
Yeah, Amarillo. Dude, that's I'll sit there, I'll be
We've
driving, I'll
talked
go,
about that,
oh, dang it.
yeah. You
Rolling down
you
the
always
windows.
Never get stuck in Amarillo during
Yeah.
rush hour because, that's not good.
Exactly. You
yeah.
try to get past the Amarillo before 4:30ish.
So
and
when
you're
you
fine.
got here, you were living up at kind of in the war zone of Albuquerque at the KOA campground, and that lasted just
And it lasted a night.
one night after the shooting happened down the street.
Yeah.
And Cowboy said, "Come on up," and now you're staying over at up on his ranch. So how's that?
I love it. I drive 45 minutes a day for my workouts, so it takes me 35 to get from his house to here. I might be
Used to it.
going a little bit faster.
Have
I
you
need
been on
to.
the mountain up, like on top on the
No.
tramway? Yeah, you gotta make that.
Oh, no one's
trip.
took you up to the crest yet. Oh,
No.
yeah, that's you definitely
yeah.
got to go up there. Yeah,
It's a must.
It's a must.
I'm surprised no one's took you up there yet.
It's,
Yeah. Usually a
it's
good
mind
photo op.
blowing when you get up
Yeah.
there. Especially if you take a tramway. So the guys who drive up there go up to the mountain, but you can take a tramway,
Yeah.
like 15 minutes. Tramway.
Yeah.
You have that thing. Takes you up. I've been there like 3 times, man. The view from there is just crazy.
Yeah, then that's why I like it. Is that you're up here, you can hunt, you can fish, you can shoot your guns.
Ski.
Yeah, if you want to, you go to Santa Fe and ski. Everything's not too far. And as much as I love being outdoors, that's why I like Cowboys, because you don't have a lot of cell phone service. You know what I mean? So you're just and you're working. You're constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, they got goats and geese and cows and pigs.
Yeah.
And a little bit of everything.
Because your family has a farm, right? Your dad has a farm, so you can-
Yeah, I had horses. I got rid of them to put on 2 cows, and then I have a pig, some chickens, dogs, cat. I used to have goats, but my dog Hero, he's my attack dog. He he didn't kill him. It was Riker, my nicest dog. He's very
Killed your goat?
yeah. He killed both of
Oh,
them.
Christ. We're going to get a goat in the studio. It's gonna
People
be
don't
great.
know that yet. That's like a secret when car. We actually buying a goat.
Yeah. It's going to be our mascot.
It's
He's
gonna
going to
be
hang
our
out back
mascot
there
too.
behind our guests.
Like
Oh, really?
It's a goat
Pet him
camp. We're
during
gonna
the
have
show.
like a goat.
A goat
We
camp?
decided to make. We're a goat camp.
Yeah.
Great
We are the
World
goat,
Cup.
yeah.
We are the
We got
goat.
John
So we're gonna
Jones.
get the goat.
We're the goat,
We're gonna name him Bones.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, so maybe you can...
Where's he gonna stay?
No, right there. He's
We're
gonna keep him. We got a park.
We got you know in the back we have grass, right? If you open the door behind, we have like little.
They mow the lawn, from what I understand. They like,
Hey,
eat everything.
they might. Yeah, they'll eat everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
We'll take him home. We already decided we're gonna like.
little field trips
we're
at the
gonna
house.
like. He'll take him home sometimes. I'll take him home. So
Yeah,
it'll be
we'll
like
have joint custody.
team's gold. Whoever wants to go today,
Nice.
you can have it.
Hey, that thing. Do not let him in your house. He'll.
Tell us about him because we're
They'll eat anything.
That's
They'll
cool.
they'll eat like
They're not
cushions.
They're not
I
going
have
to
a-
eat the guests though, right?
no, they won't eat.
What
Yes.
about other animals? I have a cat.
You have a
Bengal,
cat?
beautiful Bengal cat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
a
Bengal
huge,
cats,
huge
yeah.
old cat. Yeah, it's not even a cat. It's like a small tiger or something.
But we're gonna get a small goat, so he's innocent yet, you know. So
Yeah,
Well,
so he
we
gets
don't
to
want
eat.
we don't want that mean Satan goat.
Yeah, we're gonna get one. We're gonna grow him nice. We're gonna get him used to people.
Get a female.
other than a female.
Yeah, don't get a male.
Listen to
Because
that.
Because-
without the horns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they still have horns, but they're babies.
Okay.
Like they're only like 4 or 5 inches long.
Yeah.
Don't get the males because they'll.
Yeah, we did do a little research.
Hey,
we did hear that.
So
yeah.
how we gonna? So we gotta rename him then, not Bones.
Well, there's the bones. There's the bones. Women have bones too. It's all good.
Yeah, it's not a.
Holly's the
We'll
goat.
call it Holmes.
Holly's the goat too.
Holmes.
I mean, it does,
Holmes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Homie. We'll think of
That's
something.
gonna be fucking.
Maybe we'll have a
funny.
naming contest.
Because you know what would be funny is if you did get a male, anybody who'd walk to that door, he would like.
Stir him up.
He would
Try to butt him.
Oh yeah, he'd come up. Boom.
Nice.
I wish we could
That
put
would
that
actually be
video
cool.
up with the goat sounds. Man. They
Yeah,
sound like
screaming-
humans.
screaming
when they
goats.
scream. You
Oh
see
yeah.
the video?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, no, I've been around a bunch
Oh
of
yeah,
goats.
so you know.
Yeah.
They start screaming.
Yeah, cowboys got them on the ranch too. They you hear them screaming every once in a while. Yeah.
They sound like they're like babies. They sound like
Just found one for $5. Mark says like, on the internet.
Yeah, they got them at farms all around here. Yeah, on the Craigslist. Yeah,
I'm just
we're getting
thinking
a goat.
about it, man.
Yeah, we're getting a damn goat.
Hey, he'll be up here. He'll rule this area.
Oh, he is. We're gonna let him do whatever the hell he wants, unless he starts eating our cables. We'll electric prod him or some shit. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's why
Cattle prod him. Yeah.
they'll eat. They eat everything.
No, this gonna be fun. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna be little cowboys in here.
Johnny, so what do you think of your future? Like, what it holds? I mean, no one knows obviously what it holds, but I'm like, what is your mindset? Like, I mean, you think obviously we wish you all the best and we want success for you, you know, for obviously
No, I'm
for
gonna
all the
continue.
You're in 185 now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You think you're gonna get up there?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that I thought I could do it on my own, without partners, without this. This sort of
Reignited it.
yeah, it gives you that that competitive edge, meaning that whenever I was working out the first week I was here, my timing was off. I was getting hit a lot, and it pissed me off.
I remember watching you with Tillich, and you were frustrated.
Yeah, I
You
was
got
like-
good hands, and you.
I was
getting
like,
tagged,
yeah, I was like going, this is not,
It's
hell no.
It's not me.
I shouldn't be getting hit
Yeah,
like that.
no.
And I go home. And
thinking about it.
yeah, I'm thinking about it, and then I come back, and last week I started getting a little bit better. Now I'm starting to see everything, understand, hey, where they're moving, and that's the beauty of this gym, is that I'm going with 4 or 5 different guys, and all the time they're all different.
They'll bring some different, they challenge you in different ways.
Yeah.
It makes you think.
That's why you have to figure them out quickly.
That's why people like taking shots at the gym. Oh, this power camp, this and that. But like, what makes us good is the amount of training partners that come through and they want to be together and learn from each other. And 'cause you never know who you're standing across from. Like, you never know you go in there, you don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's not a big name, but he can give you a freaking challenge. This guy's coming from other countries.
Yeah, like these
hungry,
Russians, exactly. yeah.
Hungry. They want to fight. They want to prove themselves, and
they want to win.
And they want to win, and then they stand in the front of former UFC champion, and it's like for them, it's also a challenge too. They're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So it creates that. And that the competitiveness in you, but what I like about it's kind of like Wink always says: they beat the crap out of each other, they hug it out, and move on, go have fun, enjoy, relax.
Yeah,
chill,
there's
laugh.
Wink is so good at perfect description of what goes on here when he says he's got the Muslims
crap out
beating
of
the
the
crap out of the Christians, and the
Bu-
Christian beating the crap out of the
Buddhist.
black guy, and the
Buddhist, and then they
the
just,
white guy.
Yeah.
And then they go hug it out and have lunch together, and it's so true. I mean, I love that story that Wink tells all the time because
I think this sport just brings people together, man. Especially like when you're part of a success story, which this gym been, you can't deny it. It's people want to be associated with success, and I always keep saying that, like, we rarely ever have any trouble with anyone like misbehaving and doing some stupid or bad things, because just people cherish the moment of being around such a greatness and success. Like Johnny Hendricks, everyone comes in, everyone looks up to you. Johnny. People have been watching, same thing. Holly, John Jones, Alistair Overeem. I mean, you go name after name.
You can't get starstruck here.
Some of the most successful MMA fighters to ever grace the sport of mixed martial arts come through here, and then so all these guys come. They have a feeling, obviously, and the vibe that it creates, that they can be just like you. They can make it.
Alistair just got here. Get a chance to say hi to Alistair yet?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And that what, like you're talking about, to sort of venture off of that, is you're right, that these guys, they look up to you. And then, but for me, I don't want to give up to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you're sitting here going, oh, you hit me today, tomorrow you're not. Yeah. That's my mindset. Then you're going,
they're gunning for you, but then you have to be on point to protect yourself, because they're coming after you because they have something to prove themselves. But even though they're not trying to hurt you, really, we don't try to create that.
No, they want
fight is a fight.
They want to push themselves in a way that is successful in the gym,
and so they know where they stand against someone of a caliber like you. That's how we see it.
Yes, they're not sitting here going, I'm going to try to hit him as hard as I can and knock him out today. No, they're sitting here saying, can I work with him? Can I hit him without having to use power? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is, is these guys throwing 70%.
No, this gym is not for pussies. I'll tell you that, man. We weed them out. We get people from all over the country.
They get weeded out themselves.
Yeah, they're just within we see so many people come in.
I always tell the guys the simple fact that, you're going against someone like Johnny Hendricks or Cub Swans and stuff. It gives you a gauge of where you stand, if you're ready to take it the next level. If you're getting your ass kicked by Johnny Hendricks, obviously, you're not even close to that level, because in order to be at that level, you got to be that or even better.
Yeah, we're not going to let you in here.
That.
But that's the beauty of it, is that, you're sitting here, you come in, like the first day I remember coming in here, and there was 25 people. I'm used to looking over at just a coach. You know what I'm saying? Or at my boxing gym at Reyes, it's a traditional Mexican boxing gym. So there's only two 55-pounders. Most of them are 30 and, 25 or 26 and 31 for boxing. I think that's what it is. That's the majority of the guys in there, 118.
Yeah, there's always more smaller guys, even here. But even though we have a bunch of big guys still, it's always the smaller weights dominate, because just natural occurrence, I guess.
But just being able to look across and say, I remember my first day, I sparred 6 times in one day.
Yeah,
I saw you with Frank
And the
Lester.
next day you come in, you can say, like, okay, well, I know this guy was a tremendous wrestler, or this guy was a tremendous striker. So you can pick and choose, like, okay, you know what, I'm going to work on my striking today. I want to have that striking battle and see where I stand, how I improved and stuff. So you can yourself gauge what you learned. Because if yesterday you missed jabs or straight rights wherever from that guy, and then the next day and you adjusted and you're moving the right way, now you're seeing it, you're not getting hit with it again. So you're like, oh, I'm improving. Because I'm challenging myself against these guys.
And that brings up a good point. I mean, you come from a boxing gym in Texas. I mean, so is there not an MMA gym that you come from over there?
Well, there is, but not a lot of people worked with me. I'd be like, hey, let's spar. It's been a long time since I sparred like this. And that's really what got me excited.
I remember how it was, actually. At that time when I was there, it was kind of okay, right? I guess it maybe, because I remember still following your career. Yeah. It kind of went like, you were like here, and then kind of something happened and just went like this.
Because Nobody. I would spar with somebody.
They would bring guys to you. I remember they brought the Usman guy, and he was there trained, and I brought Rashid. So guys were coming to you just because of who you were, and they wanted to train with you because you were the toughest name at that time, you know.
But that's so far few between.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You
Like
have to fish them out. Like, hey, come.
Here, you don't have to do any fishing.
Yeah.
You just got to show up. You just got to make the sacrifice. Say, all right, I'm gonna move away, take all distractions. I hate being away from my family, but it's been the greatest 2 weeks of my life to do that.
It's scary to think where you would have been if you would have joined here
2 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what's got me excited is that I'm not looking now. I'm looking for the future. Where can I be in a year?
You're still very young, man. How old are you now?
34. But I still feel like I'm 18. Yeah. I still act like I'm 14 according to my wife, but whatever.
Sounds like Holly. She's around the same age, and she's still thinking she's 18 years old, ready to go.
But that's the thing is that whenever you look in here, you got a 21-year-old kid that you're sparring against. You got an 18 or 23-year-old guy you're sparring with.
You put a whooping on him, and you're like, I'm fucking young, man. I'm not that old.
But fucked him up. It's not even that. If you can outlast him.
True.
If you can outshape him. You know, you're like, hey, I'm still bouncing around. You want to go another round? And they're you know.
Hey, I'll sit down, Johnny.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where you're going. In your mind, you're like, well, I'm getting that back.
That separates the UFC guys from maybe the guys that just aren't quite there yet. And that makes it a good point. It's training partners is a big deal. We have Claudia,
a ton of them.
Claudia Gadella, for example, she trains at one of the smaller gyms here in town, but there's no sparring partners, so she trains with us often.
Yeah.
And because you're just not getting the partners that you need, and you need that to take it to the next level, I think.
Well, to keep your tool sharp, right? You can't keep using a tool for 2 years and think that it's going to be sharp after 2 years. It's going to be dull. And that's why, you know, that last fight, that was the turning point for me. I was going, there's no way that should have happened. There's no way that should have happened. But, you know, when I look back, you're thinking, hey, I'm doing everything I should be doing. No, you're wrong. You're doing everything you're doing everything wrong. You need to freaking step up, man up, and say, Mama, I got to leave.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I call my wife.
Hard part. Yeah.
And, you know, I had to look at my kids and say, I'll see you guys after 2 weeks. But I have a picture of them. And like today, I wrestled for an hour. Right afterwards, I ran the Hill of Tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
ice bath.
And then an ice bath. And you know, and whenever I was driving, I pulled it down, and I'm looking at him going, this is what I needed. Like, this is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you guys. Yeah, exactly. I hate being away from you guys, but I'm doing it for you.
Sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice that is not going to go unnoticed.
It's getting me excited for Madison Square Garden.
Hey, don't even get me started. I've been excited after like Monday sparring.
Hearing you talk about this is just getting
Mondays.
Me
hey, Mondays after sparring.
Yeah.
I came over to Coach Wink and Jackson. I said, yeah, I won't say everything I said, but I was like, man, I cannot wait.
Yeah, I saw you downstairs yesterday talking to them, and it was a surreal moment. Yeah.
And then yesterday they put me through fight sim. You know, their fight sim.
I saw that.
I did that, and I was like, can we do another round? They're like, when you get to the belt, we'll let you do 5. You know, I'm going, I want to, you know, I can't, like last week I did 16 workouts.
Wow.
I want to keep you ready for 3 rounds.
Yes.
Keep you in that field.
So that way you push your hardest for that 3 rounds instead of saying, hey, I can coast.
Let me save it for another 2.
Yes. And that's stuff that I'm working out twice a week. You know, here I'm doing 16. So I went from 8 to 16. You know, yesterday I did, Monday I did 3, Tuesday I did 3, today I did 2, and I'm going to run tonight. So you're just constantly moving.
Just in it.
And then you got to point. We got to point out that when you're running here, you're running at. You're not running at sea level, like down in Texas or California or these other gyms.
No,
you're running at a mile high, and then even if you're running up at Cowboys Ranch, you're about probably about 7,000 elevation. So you're above mile high. So yeah, your lungs are getting that extra workout. That's just beneficial to the whole cardio plan that you're doing.
And then, not only that, but just like I said, I can't stress it enough. Having Jackson jump in, like after talking to him and spending time with him and Wink, like
interesting individual.
Well, I want to do more.
Yeah, they push you. They make you want to do it.
The rest is up to you, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to do more. And then yesterday, they, after the fight sim, they go, do not work out. Go home, rest. I'm like, I don't want to. And they're like,
I want to do more. I want to play. I want to play more.
Oh, yeah, and that's the
like
thing.
A playground.
And I was talking to Jackson after the Hill of Tears on Saturday. I was walking back, and I go, man, out here I have no distractions. I have my guns, I have my fun, and I go and I get to train. That's all I do. Like every day, I'm literally sitting at Cowboys doing something, and I'm like, can I train? Like I want to train now. And Jackson said that's where you need to be mentally. If you have no distractions and all you want to do is train, you're going to get better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every day, all I've been thinking is, God, I'm bored.
Yeah,
can I work out?
We've had some high-level fighters come through here, and they have been distracted. They haven't had that same mentality that you're talking about right now, and that's where there's a big difference. And I think we're going to see that come.
Like, is Cowboy back at the?
No,
you haven't seen.
I haven't seen
after
him.
the fight?
No, I think he's doing.
He's doing the
seminars.
Yeah,
he's
over
over
Amsterdam or something right now.
Him and Brandon are doing.
They're actually in Amsterdam, I think, right now. Yeah.
I think they're doing it in England though.
Yeah, they're doing the UK tour.
We got Alistair from Amsterdam, and they went over there. So we did a swap.
Yeah,
student exchange.
Yeah,
yeah, student exchange.
If that coffin starts bothering you too much, you can do a shot of this Habusaki we have here for the guests.
Yeah,
that should clear you right up.
You know what?
He's staring at you. He's waiting for you.
Bite the snake by its head.
I think that'll clear up any ailment you got there.
But you know what it is? Is that every day, every practice, I'm blowing my lungs out.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if that's good or what.
Well, you're such a high elevation.
So
like I'm coughing a lot up here, but it's because every practice I want to come out like tired, And
you can't replace that feeling, right?
You can't
feel like that.
You're like, man,
that taste of blood.
I did everything I could during that practice, and then it's funny because Jackson's like, but after 2 minutes. I get up. All right, let's go some more.
Wow.
And that's where my mind has been.
Yeah, you're right.
If I'm away from my kids, I'm gonna put everything I can into this. Does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense.
You gotta make it worth it.
Make it worth your while.
You left everything behind just to come here and do nothing. Of course not. Of course not. You're a grown man. You have 4 kids, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna put every minute, every second into this sport, and that's what this place allows me to do. That one night I didn't leave here until 8:30. I was up there talking to the doctors, Dr. Hightower.
Dr. Bo,
I've known him for 7 years now.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't know that. It's a small world. Yeah.
Well, he
Texas, because he was up in Texas.
Yep, he worked with me in Texas for 2 years, and then he bounced, and then he's out here.
He's a legend. He's a legend. Love him. We're not going to let him go, man. He's here forever.
Yeah, exactly. We're never letting him go back.
He is an amazing guy.
Dallas Cowboys or whoever.
I look at cameras every night. Like, I have cameras on my phone, like for the gym. So I look it up. I'll see like 10 o'clock, 11, 12 guys like hitting back, sparring, hold mitts for each other. It's kind of crazy, man. Because some guys work.
24/7.
We have fighters living here, like 50 guys, something like that. And some people work, they come away, they miss practice, whatever. So you see them training into the night.
But that's the thing is that's
that environment.
That's that environment. When you walk in here, you literally go, I'm here to work.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't help that we have that Winklejohn saying there on that front door, the entering here, greatest fighters in the world,
are here.
Yeah.
And
so you just get that mentality as soon as you see that. You're like, wow, I am definitely entering into a zone that this is not for the weak.
Faint-hearted.
Yeah.
Well, you don't realize it until you look at that sign and you're like, there's gonna be some people look at the sign like whatever.
Yeah.
And then they get in here and they're gonna go, I should look at that sign a little harder.
You open those doors, the smell,
Yep.
It's like, oh, it all gets back into you, and you just
Such a big history in this gym, man. So many greats, man. It's great.
And that's the thing, is that it's just fun.
And we're trying to
It's
put
just fun.
Misha
And you know,
spends his day decorating the place with belts and
because
people's
I want to
underwear
collect
and
the
shirts.
history,
and
man.
that.
There's so much history in here. I want to make a museum out of this place to record it, because to this place is alive. Like it's a vibe. That's exactly, you say. You come in, you look at this, like, oh man, like I belong here. It's like, this is what I do. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and this is where they all are.
How do you get back to that? You put yourself in an environment like this that you literally, all you want to do is look across from the ring from you, and you got a guy that's looking at you going, man, I want to beat your ass.
I want to beat up a legend.
Yes. And then, and that's where it brings it out of you.
And you can concentrate that, like you said, now that you're away from your family. I mean, you have one son. I know his name is Rigg. You named
Yep.
him after your moniker there. What? How did that get approved through the wife, or was that her idea?
No, my wife was actually, like I said, I looked at her and I was like, I want to name him John, after me. And she was like, well, why don't we do Rigg? I love Rigg.
That's cool.
And I said, you know what? We'll do Rigg.
No
I
wonder
like
you're my
Rigg.
wife.
So
That's
little Rigg.
Yeah.
Big Rigg, little Rigg.
Yeah.
awesome. That's
But
so cool.
Rigg Jr.
But my wife told me the other day she had to take a shower, and he started watching wrestling.
And how old is he?
He's 19 months or 18 months.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And he's watching wrestling, and he looks over at
Dad.
Mama and goes, "Daddy."
Daddy. Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
like,
He
you
knows.
didn't. I didn't. You never knew I wrestled.
wow.
It's recorded somewhere.
And and then my wife said he watched, so she YouTubed me, and he watched all my wrestling matches.
So genetically,
For 20
it's just-
minutes.
There you go. It's genetically built into him already.
It's in there now.
Oh yeah, hey, I've already got a plan for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, and it's gonna be a fun plan.
You're bringing him here.
Well, yes, that's the thing is that what.
We'll
But
be here.
that's the thing is that I want to bring my wife and kids out here when my next fight,
Nice.
Definitely.
whenever if they can.
There's so much to do, Johnny, man. The Santa Fe, the tramway,
Yeah.
the mountains. What is
Bring
it?
him during skiing season.
Yeah,
or
when
to-
Balloon Fiesta's coming around, that's
Yeah,
crazy spot to
maybe
be
next year
around.
during Balloon Fiesta.
Yeah, because that's the thing is I want them to see.
I think you missed it. You
Where I'm
actually
at.
missed it. I think you went back the day that the Balloon Fiesta
Yeah.
started, so you kind of missed that whole visual of Albuquerque.
And
but
shoot
it's very-
guns in the mountains. People go like there's like so much stuff to do, man. I've been so many different places, man.
be a nice
Yeah,
little getaway vacation for you guys.
Yeah, just to feel cold weather, and that's why I love it. It's not 85.
Yeah, there's no humidity here. That's for damn sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's all nice, smooth, and I'm pretty much here at Cowboys, so it's been an amazing trip so far.
Yeah, it's probably getting real cold up there in his at his house. But you're a little bit higher elevation. So
I think it was 34 in the mornings.
yeah. Well, that's cold for me. I don't like that cold stuff. That's nonsense.
See, I love the cold.
Ah,
See, if I'm gonna be cold, you can always warm up, right?
When you're hot, you can't take your skin off.
You can't. Yeah, you
I
can't.
feel like that too.
People would be looking at me weird if I was walking around in my underwear.
well, we do it on the show once in a while, so you'd feel all welcome. Yes, especially the goat. He's gonna start eating people's clothes.
Yeah,
Mark will be shirtless,
Yeah,
man, with
it's
the
all right.
El Chapo, man, with
Yeah,
his glasses.
I'm not scared. It should be fun.
I can't wait for the goat, man. We're going Friday. We're gonna pick one out.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were here, we'd help you. We'd have you take
Well,
take
yeah,
us
we
with us.
actually-
Pick a good
Yeah,
one.
you help
pick
us
a good
pick one.
stud or something.
Hey, this is a good one. This will be good for the
Good,
show.
good woman.
You can probably read them.
Good woman goat.
So it's happening this Friday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we ain't messing around. We're
How long have y'all been on this topic of getting a goat?
Apparently,
Well,
he been talking to
yeah, I
Nick
was secretly
for a
talking
while.
to Nick
He
about
just
it.
mentioned it to me yesterday, and I was laughing so hard. I'm like, yo, man, this is. And then I came up with that, like, yo, call him Bones and
yeah,
shit.
that's perfect.
And our camp is greatest of all
Yeah,
time.
well,
man.
that's
And it's a
perfect.
goat.
Perfect little mascot. A
Goat.
goat.
I like it.
Yeah.
Goat.
Come on.
We should FaceTime Johnny when we're selecting the goats.
Should-
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll,
pick
we'll FaceTime you now. We'll
Yeah.
definitely. We'll let's just ask you since you got experience with them. Does this look like a good one? Is this going to be a nice, good-natured one? Not going to.
Yeah, because ours, whenever we got ours, we could pet them, feed them.
I mean, do they lay
I
down?
want a friendly goat.
Do they sit, lay? Do they stand up all day? I mean, what?
What are they jumping up and down like they show on YouTube videos?
Yeah, we want a jumper. Yeah, heck yeah.
You should get a fainting goat.
Who?
Fanning?
What's
The
that?
fainting goat.
What's that?
Fainting.
Like you scare it.
They pass out.
And they-
Oh, yeah. I saw a video about that. Yeah, you scare
Those are
them.
awesome.
Yeah, they just like boards. They just fall over.
Yeah, they stiffen up.
We got a blast with that one. Before the here.
Bad goat. And they just fall. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Forget it, guys. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I don't know how much those cost, but
We gotta
they,
get a cage though, right? We have to keep. Where do we keep him? Like we're not going.
No, we're not gonna keep in a cage. Man.
What do you mean? He's gonna eat the whole fucking place.
No, man. We'll just put a little like
Leash?
a little leash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put him on the leash.
yeah, you got to make sure it's chained though.
Chain.
Yeah,
because
he'll eat
the leather. Yeah,
he'll eat the leather.
Yeah, we gotta make sure.
The biggest chain.
It doesn't have to be a big chain because they're not that strong.
No, we're not gonna get any complaints from Animal Humane. We're gonna do it right. Hay.
Yeah, what we feed him?
No,
Yeah.
they eat hay.
What do we
Lettuce.
feed? Lettuce, carrots.
Vegetables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
Stuff like that.
Vegetarians. Yeah, we'll take up
they have goat grains too. They have goat grains.
goat
Yo,
brains.
Let's put him.
Grains, like grain, like
Oh,
horse
grains. I thought you
feed
said
and stuff like
brains.
that.
Yo, let's put him. On some,
I think that's why
let's
it's
put him-
so cheap here because people eat the goats.
Let's
They-
put him
they
on
do.
some like protein and shit, and like BCAAs
Protein
and amino
diet.
acids and shit, and make it
Oh,
fucking.
make them tough. Yeah, let's do that. He'll be fucking the toughest goat around, man. Train him. We're gonna train that.
Fucking train that motherfucker. Get Vince
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. We'll get him get some pictures. I'm gonna get some good pictures of him out there training with,
Coach
with
Wink,
John,
man, you have time for
with John and Holly. And,
Coach, you have a goat today
Johnny-
for fucking
Johnny with
privates. Greg, you have privates.
yeah, he'll be over there.
How
talking
would
to-
that? You know what? You got to secretly video that one though,
Yeah, Greg talking to the goat, telling him some corners,
plan.
game plan,
or just just hey, we have an idea. Here's the goat. We need him trained.
Yeah.
Train this goat.
He'll do it. Greg will do it, man. He's Yoda like that. We love.
You think he could?
I don't know. He could train anybody. You know.
Shit,
He's-
imagine that
Yeah.
freaking like.
You do a
goat
YouTube
become-
video and you like, Greg. Hey, Greg.
Greg
Coach
talking-
Greg
Greg teaching the goat.
taught this goat this, and this.
Yeah, Greg and the goat.
There's some basics at least, like throw a jab. or
Greg
some
and the
shit.
goat. Just the title of that is enough to sell some YouTube ads or something. Yeah. I don't know if the goat, which goat they're talking about. It'll be an actual goat.
Yeah, just like they what do they get big YouTube videos of dogs going and getting beers out of the fridge.
Yeah,
True.
Well, yeah, we're gonna take this to the next level.
Yeah.
By the time
trained
you,
Nothing
goat.
like this have ever been done before.
by the
Watch.
time you get back, man, that goat will be
You'll be
screaming.
the sparring
Yeah.
goat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I kind of wanted.
Catch
a
the
male
chicken.
How
because
big
they
do they get? Like, are they all different? Depends. What
Yeah,
kind
they're
you
all
get.
different. The ones. So we just got back from.
I mean, I don't want a big ass motherfucking goat.
Yeah,
No,
we just got done trying to catch some goats.
No, then we'll have to.
But-
then we'll have to eat it.
Yeah,
we
2
have
weeks ago.
We wouldn't be able to do it though.
No,
And they're about 100 pounds.
Oh,
So what's
No, not the
are
pygmy
there-
goat. We're
so
not
how do
getting
we
that
know when we look at the small little goat? How do we know how big it's going to
no,
get?
because we're getting the pygmy one. They don't get that big. Like we're not getting the full size.
People can scam us though.
Yeah, they can sell you
Oh,
like.
they
Remember
pull
they
fast
said they sell those miniature piggies. They sell those small
Well,
cute ones. Fucking-
Ray and Amanda Borg have one of those little pigs. Yeah,
I was
it's their
laughing
pet.
at that. They both like what? Like how do you know it's not that one of those?
Yeah, hey,
My buddy got scammed like that.
Yeah, so I heard about it, man. They're like selling because they're probably cheaper, right? Like
Yeah.
regular pig, man. Like yeah,
maybe
it's
maybe
a
we
nice
won't-
miniature one.
Yeah, we need some more research on this. Maybe not Friday. Maybe next Friday. We'll do a little bit more research.
Yeah, we need to research it.
We're
like,
not gonna jump into this without the.
fuck goat is a goat, man.
yeah, a goat. Like you said, a goat's a goat. Ours on like the ones we had, they were only like 30 pounds.
Oh, that's perfect.
If it gets big, we'll donate it to Cowboys Ranch. Like he come.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll
we'll
take
go
it.
Maybe
field
he'll
trips
invite
out
us.
there and
Maybe he'll
visit.
invite us for barbecue or something.
Yeah.
For goat meat.
Yeah, he'll cook the
goat
goat
meat?
for us. Yeah.
No, you need to take it to like a Mexican restaurant.
Oh,
No, yeah. See, I remember my grandma.
Chopper, use your connection.
Well, my grandma, man, there was a store. There was a store that we go to by our house, and they had goat heads in the refrigerator. Creepy looking thing.
Yep.
I said, "What the hell's that?" So, oh no, they eat the
Imagine
brain.
while you're eating, it
I-
screams like you.
Yeah, man, I tell you. They do crazy
You know-
stuff in the South Valley. Greg grew up around that stuff, so yeah.
I had one. He was his mother made us some of those goat breakfast tacos
Wow.
or burritos. Oh my gosh, they were so good.
Yeah.
What's the Texans' like favorite meals? Like what do you guys?
barbecue?
Yeah,
Barbecue. He's
ribs.
He's bringing his.
I'm gonna bring my
his
smoker
cooker,
next
yeah.
time
All right.
because I'll be
Hell yeah, man!
Don't forget.
because
to,
that'll be so
legitimate-
far out that
Legitimate Texas barbecue.
I'm
Don't
not gonna-
forget to
Yeah, you won't
forget
be
to
weight
invite
cut.
us. We'll bring our goat with us.
yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna take him on field trips.
Yeah. Go UFC fights.
Yeah.
Look in front row, man. Yeah, we'll call
We
Monkey
may-
Monkey. Can
we
get
may
some
take him to
tickets for how many
MSG.
people, man? Through the goat.
You hear about a goat at MSG, man? It's escaping or something.
Yeah.
They start screaming and shit. People are like, whoa. It's a goat to the crowd.
JW Raw guys are on set. They brought
That's
the goat.
funny.
This is a funny episode.
No, but I want the barbecue, man. That's what they're famous for in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got the smoker.
I've been to Texas like that
Yep.
time, and then I've been after, and I took some fighters there, and I love Texas. Actually, it's very interesting.
Texas
Very,
takes
very cool
barbecue
place.
very, very serious.
Yes.
It's like a sport almost.
It is
Yeah.
like
They do. They have
they have a lot of contests.
yeah, the pit what do they call them? The pit contests or the yeah, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. The
Yeah, the pit masters.
pit masters. There you go. Yeah.
And it's a and these dudes they make some delicious food.
Have you
Oh.
have you ever entered
Maybe we
anything?
should.
No.
Maybe we should change it up. It's just kind of way.
No, because I'll come out far enough that it won't
That
matter.
doesn't affect.
Yeah, it won't affect me.
That's
No, he's talking about right now. He don't want you.
Oh yeah.
He don't want you salivating about the.
No, I do that all the time. 'Cause at my house, I have my smoker right by my grill, and I'm like, it's about time.
Oh man, that's,
It's about time. I'll start
damn it,
doing it all over again. Oh man.
getting me excited.
How you Johnny try and fix your the weight cutting thing, man? Like you're
So
working on
yeah,
it,
I'm working with right now. I'm working with a guy with the UFC, and I've been hitting 200. I've been eating as much as I can because I want to make sure that here I get the best training I can. So
Yeah,
if I'm
that-
at 200,
You have the energy. You need
yes, I need to make sure I have the energy, and not only that, but wink is go eat.
Good.
I'm like, all right, I'll go eat.
Thank God.
Yeah. Well, you know what? But you start eating so much that you're like, you get bored of eating.
A lot of people think that cutting weight, and I guess comes from old school, wrestling mentality and stuff, that you have to starve, which people and nutritionists and all the right people that study it and understand it and work in the environment are starting to understand that's not the case. You need to eat. You just got to eat right. And, like we have Dr. Anita too, which hopefully you got a chance to work with her more, but I know you're tied up with the UFC guy. But like that's what she does, it's about eating right, eating as much as you can, but eating the right things, so you give the energy so you can push through the camp, so you can get through your training, you can get through 5 trainings a day if you need to, and then how to recover too, and so it's a science behind it. So
Yes.
guys, those who listen in, you don't need to starve. Find that medium where you get all the nutrients you need to get and feel good about it, because cutting weight is not healthy, man. We already know that.
Yeah.
Starving yourself to death. Literally, people dropping like left and right. You see the news all the time, fighters struggling. So because it's just mentality, I gotta make money, I gotta get to the fight, I gotta make the fight, and I just starve myself to death, and then you just like,
Yeah.
it's not a great feeling. You've done that many times,
Yes.
probably too.
So it's a good thing you're not sponsored by any barbecue places, because that'd be rough. I mean,
No, hey, if I was, but that's the thing is that
share it with us.
But that's the thing is that you can eat red meats, you can eat like lamb and stuff like that, but there's a time and a place for it, right? Right now, I'm gonna start eating more salmon and chicken. But I've been eating a lot of red meat up to this point because it gives me more energy. Right? It takes longer to burn. So that's what's helped me getting through 3-4 workouts a day where I'm actually have the energy to push through it, and then not sitting here going, man, I feel like crap.
By looking at you and remembering how you were back then when I met you first, man, you're in good shape. Actually, you look in good shape.
Yeah, you've leaned up since you came in.
Well, even when he came in, he was, I think, already kind of like trying to get straightened out. Because before you came here, I think you said, right, you already, your mind was set on you're going to be pushed, so you started kind of like
Yes.
running and doing things.
Running, I knew that like about 8 weeks out, I knew that's when I talked to Coach Wink. And that's what one thing that I really respected is that he said, I'll talk to my fighters.
Yeah, Wink is a very loyal human being by far. Because obviously, you know, when we break, if the team gets broken down, then everything falls apart. You know, we have a lot of loyal fighters, but we're always open to new fighters, obviously, and guys that are looking for improve themselves and learn and share their knowledge with us as well, because we learn as well. So, and that's Coach always does. Whenever there's a lot of fighters come through me and they reach out to me, or either they reach out to them and
managers.
stuff. I always go to Wink. I'm like, especially if it's a high-level UFC fighter, they're making sure there's no conflict of interest in any way or shape or form, and they would check with our loyal fighters, you know.
Yeah.
That there's no kind of bad feelings, you know.
Yeah, what I like.
Yeah, when Carlos, like, when you came in and Carlos was here, I was looking, like, see, I was like, kind of, like, okay, you know, let's see how they react and how, you know, but it came out okay, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I talked to him the second day a lot more.
Yeah. And from what I understand more, and I learn more about the fighters, every day I learn more and stuff, like Devin Clark right now, too. There was Chad Smith, coach, was saying, you know, he lost to this Polish young kid, his name is Jen, forgot his last name, and he said that the guy wants to come train with us, and obviously, and Devin wants him to come here.
Wow.
Devin, after losing, said, "I want the guy to come here. I want a good type of training partner. I want to improve because this guy." So, you know, people always saying, like, "Oh, you know, like you know, you're doing this, you're doing that." But fighters actually, to a certain extent, they want that. I don't see why you wouldn't want that.
Well, it was
you know, you want to learn from your defeat, right? You want to know what you did wrong. You want to learn from that guy, and especially at that level, top guys, they want to learn from each other. That's why they come together.
It was like when BJ Penn came here last year.
For Diego Sanchez, they're like the best friends.
And they became best friends. It was the craziest thing. It's
like everywhere.
We were just wondering about that tension, and they became like best buddies. They were running the Hill of Tears all the time.
My best friend in my life, my best friend in Russia, I remember, was like hated this guy, and we fought, man. Like we made best friends after actually beating the crap out of each other. We just hugged it out, and we became friends for like years and years. You know, it's like one of those things. Like, it's
a strange thing.
Thing.
But that's the thing is that, you know, whenever you, like, if I beat you, I'm gonna say, hey, this is what I saw in your game.
Wow.
Because guess what? The next time they're gonna know those holes.
They're gonna watch that video anyway. Yeah.
Right. And no, like even in here, every time I spar somebody that I'm like, hey, this is what I saw. This is what I would do, and I think it would mess me up, right? Now, if they learn that and they come back and spar me, then I have to adapt. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So now I have to, not only am I trying to teach somebody how to beat me, but if they use that knowledge and it starts working,
now you got to come up with something else.
Then you got to, okay, how do I defeat that? How do I defeat this? And that's what I love about fighting, is that whenever I'm training, I see a hole in a game, I'm going to expose that constantly. And then I can say, hey, this is what I saw.
And I think that's why Winklejohn is very careful about bringing in high-level guys that may or gals that may be fighting each other ultimately, because there is that thing, that game planning that they could be doing, and it's a very sensitive thing. But the fact that he accepted you into the camp says a lot about what Carlos and the other guys that he talked to about it thought about you. So we appreciate that you chose us, and we have welcomed you with open arms, and we're proud to have met you.
It's great to have you, man. And I like Wink always says, I'm like, listen, if I have two fighters from our camp that were both loyal to fighting for a title, and then at that level, we did something right. You know, it's kind of like one of those things that, you know,
it's going to happen.
You know, it's going to happen in big camps like this, and it happens all the time. Where
Arlovsky
and Arlovsky, Alistair, and so many other things that happen, Rashad and Jones, and it's not pleasant to a certain extent, and and it happens, and then people choose sides and things like that. It sucks. It sucks, but I mean, this is what happens. You know, it's a pro camp, right? It's a somewhat individual sport too. You know, you all got to make money, but it means that hey, if you're fighting for a title, you're both in that position that where you're top freaking dogs in the game, that you're both gonna make a lot of money. And we took you there.
And that's the thing is that's why whenever I was training in Vegas, I didn't really care because of my first fight was a guy I'd been training with for a year. My very first fight in the UFC. I was like, no, I don't mind it.
Wow.
Because being a wrestler, you compete against a guy every day, and he wants to take your spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you have that, but you know he wants your spot, but you also know he's not getting it. How do you do that? And you know, I fought a couple of guys that I've trained with for 3.5 years. I trained with those guys for 3.5 years. Amir Sadallah and Martin Kamen. Yeah. Both of those guys. And Martin Kamen used to beat me up whenever I was whenever I was in Vegas because I was just first starting. And then I started getting better and I started being even with him. So I was more excited about that fight. Hey, where do I stand? Have I made those improvements? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to hit me? Is he going to be able to do this like he used to? And then you get out there and you're just...
not anymore.
Yeah, then that's the thing is that, you know, I love that because...
You proved it to yourself.
Yes. And so if I have to fight somebody from my camp, it doesn't bother me. Because then hey, are you the same in camp as you are when you fight?
True,
or are you different?
True. As long as there's like no hard feelings, man, you like hug it out and kind of like, you know.
Well, that's why I told him. I was like, hey, if you want to go have a beer afterwards, let's go have a bear afterwards. Like, I'm not win or lose, I'm not gonna be pissed. Yeah. I just want to see where I stand now.
I like that. I like that by you. Yeah,
yeah, that's
like
a perfect attitude.
Yeah,
that's how every fighter should be, man. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, you hype up the fight, you do your thing, you promote it, you get fans tuned in, you make as much money as you can. Obviously, everyone got to feed the family. It's your trade. But at the end of the day, it's a professional sport.
Whoever wins buys the beer.
There you go. It says a lot about how you were raised, and you know, we met your dad.
Seems like people get too emotionally invested in like, which I kind of understand where it's coming from, but at the same time.
But then again, that's not the way that UFC started.
Yeah, it did, and it turned into more of a show at this point.
It started off that, hey, you're gonna fight me. Let's see these two things. See these two things down here. Well, you can't because of the table, but. Let's see who's the better, you know, and now everybody wants to be the next Conor. They want to run their mouths, this, and this, and I'm going.
Talk themselves into millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Super fights.
If I don't, you know, here's the thing. I've thought about it. It's so easy to talk trash.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Now, my friends, people I like, I'll joke, I'll throw stuff their way, but I'm like, I like you. I know you can handle that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't get pissed off. If you get mad, then I got to start. If I have to start pulling back because I don't know. That's just the way that I am.
And I think social media makes it even more like freaking weird in the sense because everyone trying to drag you into a freaking some kind of like they use your status, your accomplishments, your success to kind of drag you into their own little world of like hate and talking shit back and forth because then with all the tweet on social media, shit gets reshared and retweeted and liked and then people pick it up and their following grows. So that's why you see all this because that's how you get your sponsors because you have all these followers. I mean, it's kind of understandable, but at the same time, it's like that necessary evil, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but...
It's just like, you need the social media, but at the same time, it brings like the worst out of people. It just pisses me off, man. And everyone...
That's the thing is that you could let... Because one day, whenever people look back, you know, like a guy... I was talking to a guy not too long ago, and he was like, man, I really like the way Conor runs his mouth. I'm like, oh, you do? Yeah, I know you have a daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you like to see her bring a boy like that home?
Yeah.
Well, hell no. And I'm like, then why are you supporting it at the house?
Sure, I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, if my girls ever try to say anything in a way, I gotta lead by example, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and lower myself or, hey, just for money, dude. I can do a lot of things for money.
Yeah.
Well, here's your opportunity or your forum to call out Connor right here, or Floyd Mayweather on the podcast.
You know what? Yeah, Floyd. Yeah. Hey, come fight me at 185.
Let's have a wrestling match with Floyd Mayweather or something. Come on.
He had a good sprawl, though. Did you see that fight?
You know what? His sprawls were turning around and bending over.
Yeah.
Those were the best sprawls.
Good to have a ref have your back the whole time, too. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't like that he was hitting him in the back of the head.
Yeah, that was...
And you're going...
Because he was hiding like this.
Yeah.
Kind of like...
But you know what?
I have you here and I want to punch you, but I can't because you...
Hey, look up some Rocky Marciano fights.
Yeah.
They do that to him a lot, too.
Yeah.
And, man, he's freaking...
Poor Rocky.
Loading up, throwing some haymakers whenever they twirl like that. Throw it around the corner because you might get a chin shot at that point.
Yeah. If it's grazes too, by grazing you can rock somebody.
That's what I was thinking. Every time he turned his back, load up with his right hand and throw it underneath. If nothing else, it's gonna pop his head up.
Yeah,
where he's gonna go. He's gonna try to get away from that area.
Connor made $300 million or whatever on that fight. I think he's doing just fine.
I mean, he opened up a lot of doors to a lot of people. That's for sure. And then they can't deny the success of Conor McGregor, obviously. But at the same time, like you said, it's certain values. Certain values are sacred to people more than money.
I think he's coming back to MMA though. I think that Ferguson thing's going to happen.
Oh man, that'd be badass. What do you think? What do you think, Tony Ferguson?
Dude, he's a beast right now.
Yeah. 9 fights in a row, right?
Yeah, but it's not even that. Just look in the way that
finishes.
Just look in the way that he's fighting. You're going, man.
Yeah, I want to see that.
What about Khabib versus Ferguson if it were ever to happen?
You know what?
That's a fucking fight.
That'd be a good one. Because Khabib, he's really good at wrestling.
Yeah.
So
Sambo.
Yes. Like
I rolled with Khabib. I know, like a freaking brick wall on top of you.
Yeah, that like you said, that wrestling core. And Russia, that's
it's from Dagestan, man.
They grow up with that stuff.
Like every gym in the corners that has some Olympian wrestler somewhere.
Yes.
in behind. There was a world level champ that no one even knows about, and just like freaking
that nobody cares about except for in their community. They love them.
Yeah, they have like little freaking kids and with freaking cauliflower's ears running around, man. It's like this little region, man, like freaking taxi drivers with fucking cooks, man. It's like a cauliflower ears culture, man. Like everyone has cauliflower ears.
Yeah, don't mess with the cauliflower.
If you don't fight, man, and that go, oh man, you have a hard time. If you're a boy. Yeah.
Well, Johny, we appreciate you coming on the show today. I know we took up some of your time, and
I have nothing else to do.
Well, we love that answer.
I'm not.
You trained like 5 times today.
Yeah, I've already trained twice.
It's actually a relaxing atmosphere for you now.
Running in the mountains is like training 5 times by itself. I mean,
because like I said, you run a mile and a half, you run the Hill of Tears. And
cry a little bit, run the
what?
Cry a little
bit. Like the way down, you're just sitting there going,
why?
Well, it's not even that. You're going, I've run down it. Now I'm just like, man, my legs are so tired.
Turn into rubber.
I'm just running down it. And that's what I love about that hill is that you're running up. Like I don't look up anymore.
Yeah.
The second time
because it never ends.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm literally looking at the bottle and I'm looking at my path and I started thinking this is more like a fight.
Yeah, exactly. I like that analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can only see so far ahead of you because if you throw this punch, they might go this way. You do this, they might go this way. So I'm running up it, and I'm just looking like 3 feet in front of me.
And because the 5 minutes in the fight, too, the 5 minutes sometimes feel, even in the grappling match, when you're like, when is this round going to end, man? What is the hell? Like, you lose control of the time. It's like the 5 minutes seem like 20 minutes. Same thing in the round, right? Like, you're probably like, you're looking at the end and just like, you're getting tired, like, oh, man, it's so far away. But if you don't look at it and don't think about it and just take one step at a time,
you got to watch your
there.
You got to watch your footing too, because there's rocks.
With the rocks, especially when coming down too, is challenging, right? Because it's uneven ground, and you just like you can slip and fall. So you gotta be careful. Your body is under stress. You're coming down.
You think the rock is solid,
but and then you just slide right under.
And then you step on it. I found 2 loose ones.
Oh yeah.
And I stepped on it. And it's like
Murphy's Law. Those are the ones exactly.
But yeah, no, like I said, I'm happy that y'all invited me on. I'm glad that I could.
Happy you came, man.
You got any sponsors that want to give any shout outs to or anything like that?
Yeah, I got Fram. Fram is one of my.
Man, that is just so Texan, so Southern,
What's
man.
Fram?
Fram oil filters, air filters, car stuff. Auto Light. They're like one of the owners of Auto Light, and so I just train on my Raptor. I don't know if y'all know this, but it has 16 spark plugs.
Oh.
And that was a beating.
Oh yeah.
You have some of the
Did you
coolest
change it
trucks,
yourself?
man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was badass.
Yeah, I changed all 16. I was pissed. Like at first, I literally pop them off. I'm going, I only got. They said 16, but I only see 8.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds exciting, man.
Yeah.
We're not handy over here, bro.
Yeah,
we suck.
Yeah,
No.
So,
we glued these to the wall though today, so we're pretty impressed with that.
Yeah.
We actually put this up like a couple of days ago. It was a challenge, man.
Yeah, we had a real handyman that was.
We had
doing
Ed,
everything.
our Ed.
Yeah.
Ed is the man. We love Ed.
And then
anyway.
Bass Pro.
Yeah. Oh,
Bass
Pro.
Bass
Oh,
Pro.
yeah.
Bass Pro
Yeah, that's-
and
that's-
France.
that I
Does that
know.
get any more? I've
seen him on ESPN.
Texans.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, yeah.
So you like fishing, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm fishing, hunting. Between those two, man, they've been awesome.
We don't have a
Because-
Bass Pro here, man, and it makes no sense. We just built
There's
the
no water
Cabela's.
here, man. There's like one lake somewhere.
Cabela's is owned by Bass Pro, right?
Yeah, so I think they own like
oh, there you go.
52% of it.
Okay, well then we're we kind of got half your sponsor here then.
Yeah. And Dollar mats.
What is it? What's it?
Dollar mats?
Well, I know
Dollar
those.
mats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that floor mats?
Dollamore.
No, like the Dollar mats.
The mats.
The wrestling
Like
mats.
Dollamore.
zebra mats or okay,
Yes.
okay, all right.
And then I think I'm gonna start trying to do something with some other people.
Cool.
We'll see how that works
Yeah,
out.
I hope you get everything that you want out there.
Pretty much anything outdoors.
anything, anything that keeps you coming back and getting better and
Support your
keeping you
family.
around.
It helps you support your family. Of course.
Exactly, and that's really the gist of all that I do is
For the family.
for the family, so that way I can come back here.
Yeah.
That's why Wink likes you a lot, man. He's a
Oh, yeah,
big
he's a-
family man.
yeah,
Like,
he's a big
3
family
daughters to him.
Yeah,
He
and
just- he loves people that work, take care of their families, and do the things they need to do to be a better man for the family.
Yeah, and that's what and that's my whole thought process is every day I wake up, I look at that picture, and I go, damn, I'm tired, I'm sore, but I look at those kids, I could be home doing the easy life, just doing a little bit of training here and there, not having any partners, or I can go, like today, wrestle for an hour, have right around 45 minutes of rest, hit the Hill of Tears, and then hit an ice bath,
Well, if that-
and then hit this, and then go and train again tonight.
So you're happy where you're at. That's
I'm
good.
very happy. Well, then that's really what it boils down to,
Warm-
right?
Warms my heart up. I love
Well,
when
it's
fighters get-
it's the fighters that really, not only Coach Wink and Jackson, but it's all the fighters have really. That's what changed my. Whenever I walked in after the first week, that's why I was here talking to everybody, trying to get to know everybody, and that's what really brought me back.
Yeah, you had that energy about you that first day, and everyone just kind of gravitated to you. And it was
And
so
it's funny
cool.
that this camp has effect on pretty much anyone that comes in. They want to come back all the time. They find themselves here one way or another. And I know it's fight game is a very hard sport. Obviously, we see it. Fighters go as high as possible, and people go up there and stumble and fall down and come back again. It's a very hard sport, and a lot of people think always that there's some kind of magic formula, but. And and what bothers me kind of personally that people put so much on their shoulders as a coach is that like looking up to them, looking for that magic and stuff, but magic will be there. I mean, obviously you create your own magic too. They're not no one is above anyone really. It's just about
I'm in a different status as you. You'll get there, but that's the difference of this gym is that they all want to be where you're at.
Yeah.
And how are they going to get there? By sparring you. By
we work hard, man.
work hard.
We work hard.
Work hard.
We
A
have
lot of times these words are kind of like thrown out there. Oh, hard work, dedication, stuff like that. But it exists, man. Like if you truly do it, this is what we fucking do, man. We work. This is a fighter's culture. It doesn't get as big as it's nitty gritty, man, of freaking fight world.
well,
It's
those,
like
those big giant posters that we have on the walls of the highest level guys. Those are the guys that when you get into the gym and you look up there, we want them to strive to say, I want to be on that wall someday.
Hey,
Because-
I was as soon as I walked in, I said, "Damn it, I want to be on that wall." You know what I mean? And that's but that's what I got to prove. I got to
Yeah,
prove
you gotta
myself,
prove
right?
it.
Bring
Yeah,
a belt to the camp and you'll go up on that wall. I promise.
Not even necessarily the belt. I mean, obviously, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't say no to that, but you know, obviously, if you show loyalty to the gym and you keep staying, you know.
But that's what it is. Is
Yeah,
that's the culture that this gym brings, is that the people behind the coaches that nobody sees,
Yeah.
that's what everybody goes, well, damn, I want to come back.
Yeah, we got people like Jody Escobar been training with Coach Wink since she was 14 years old.
Holly's
Holly's
still
16.
15, you know. And
So I mean, they've put
Diego
in the time.
I always give credit to Diego Sanchez. He put he put
MMA.
Albuquerque and MMA world unnoticed. Like he created that movement here. The first one to win the Ultimate Fighter and being the
Yeah.
guy from Albuquerque.
Albuquerque isn't famous for a whole lot other than Breaking Bad and now.
I'm gonna have to start watching Breaking Bad.
You never seen it?
Never seen
Oh my
it.
God, what a great show! Like, especially if you have not to do at night, relax, chill, get to know a little bit of Albuquerque. Now I watched it. I started rewatching it because now I live here. Because when I first watched it, I lived in New Jersey. So now when you watch it, you see everything familiar. Like, oh, I know where it is.
Yeah,
I know
hey,
this. I've been there. Oh, I know where it is.
I know. Hey, that's where the shots came from.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a junkyard, man. I was staying by.
There's even a tour now. There's even a tour.
There's a hot dog joint literally like a couple blocks
the
from
dog
here.
house.
The dog
Yeah.
house.
Oh, I
It's
love the
literally
dog
right
house.
here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta stay
tried-
away
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that.
stay from that.
I gotta stay
When
away
you
from
come
that.
back next time or after the fight.
After the fight, I'll come
Yeah.
back.
Let's get on.
Walt's house.
Wolf's house, that's
Walt's
right.
house, Yeah,
There's
Walt's.
a big fence now.
Yeah, they
They
built
put it,
there's so
because
many
the owners are like complaining because
Well-
people were coming in and
Well, yeah, people throwing pizzas on the roof
Yeah,
to
I remember
recreate a
that.
scene from the.
Oh.
So people were
Yeah.
literally. They were filming
Nice.
selfies of themselves throwing pizzas on the ceiling, trying to recreate that whole scene. And
He
the
didn't
owners
see it,
finally.
but
You know what? Hey, I
Yeah.
will watch it now. That I'm.
and then watch a spin-off. So watch Breaking Bad first, and then they created
Better Call Saul,
Better Call
yeah.
Saul, and then watch it after.
Yeah, plenty of
So-
TV if you get bored. Yeah, that's, you can learn
Albuquerque,
all about
you know,
Albuquerque.
it's a huge movie industry here, right? It's huge. Yeah, Albuquerque, all the Hollywood companies' productions, they come into Albuquerque because it's cheaper film.
Yeah, they're making
and-
like 3 movies here right now. Yeah,
yeah,
just
they
down
Oh,
the
really?
street, yeah.
non-stop. There's huge studios here. I've done already 2 movies, just like by accident, literally, and he did too. And
Oh, really?
You see all these fighters, man. You can pick up a gig too, man. Easy, man. People get filmed here non-stop. That's why. If you know, like, are you on Facebook? You have a private, personal Facebook page?
I don't have a personal one.
Because what we have the secret group on our Facebook where we invite all the fighters who have joined the team, whatever, and where we help each other find fights and people share information so outside world don't see, like where I need to make an announcement to the team, like, hey guys, change the schedule, whatever. We do fight announcements on there because everyone on Facebook and everyone follows promoters in different organizations. So we help each other find fights. Hey guys are looking for such and such, who is interested, blah, blah. So
Yeah, we get emails from casting agents.
yeah, I get casting agents and stuff. So I always post these listings.
Yeah,
And
we'll
many
put that
guys
there.
picked up a bunch of like extra work and big movies. Frank Lester just did the Shot Caller. Right?
Shot Caller,
Shot Caller,
yeah.
yeah. He was like
Yeah, Jonathan
just,
Hamm was
Keith
in
Keith
there.
Jardine is all over the movies here, man.
Yeah.
He's like Tate Fletcher just did one with,
Well,
with
yeah,
Jean-Claude
yeah,
Van Damme.
Yeah,
man.
he's in every movie. He's
Yeah,
the
he's
bad
like
guy
in
in
every
every single
movie,
movie
yeah,
ever
yeah.
made, I think.
Yeah, he looks the part.
Yeah, he's got that
Keith
look. Yeah.
Jardine too. There's guys. Carlos did movie. Michelle did movie. So
Wasn't he in John Wick too?
Yes, he was.
Yes,
Yeah, he was
yes,
the one of the thugs.
Yeah, one of the bodyguards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge. We have this Navy SEAL. We did podcast to Mikal Vega. He is Purple Heart Navy SEAL, and he's doing the Brave, the show The Brave for NBC. He's here too, and I'm seeing every day. There's some our guys are getting parts in it, like left and right, man. So.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, you can pick up a lot of work too if you have interest in getting into the movies because you have the name recognition. So why not, man? If there's many casting agencies, just throw yourself out there. You have that distinct look.
So
Yeah.
in case you get bored with this UFC stuff, there you go. You can make some movies. But
There you go. I'm not bored yet.
we're gonna let you go now. We appreciate you once again. Thanks for coming in and spending some time with us. And we want to make sure you come back. And
It's 4 o'clock.
hey, it's 4 o'clock.
Thanks for the reminder.
Is it 4 o'clock? Or
No, it's like
No,
2:45.
we got to set this time. I don't know what it anyway.
Oh, it is 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, Well, Johnny, thank you, man. We're very happy to have you, man. You've been a blast. It was a good show. It's actually one of our funniest ones so far. We just started that thing, so kind of trying to build up. So
Nice.
Yeah, we're still trying to learn.
We
how
have
to
a
do
great
this stuff.
company that supports us. Actually, we forgot to give a shout out because we got
Speaking of sponsors.
Yeah, speaking of sponsors, yeah.
CBD
we have this
oil.
CBD oil. It's a great
CBD
company.
boutique.
CBD boutique. This local company, and actually sponsoring Diego Sanchez right now. Diego is in love with their product. They've been doing so many great things for us, and we have such a great relationship with them. Hopefully, we keep it going. And
They started out as a small local company, and they're getting big. They're really
they get
putting
their
out a product.
products from Colorado farms, like literally, because it's what's good about it, obviously, because you can have some kind of control and testing over the things that you get, because like literally across the border right here, versus like you get this product from overseas that you don't know what the hell they're doing and stuff, and putting things in there.
You heard anything about CBD oil?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
This is the first time.
Yeah,
You don't know CBD oil?
Diego
you know
Sanchez.
why? Because Johnny is not on social media at all. Because now every single fighter almost like endorses CBD oil. CBD oil is like it's derived from cannabis, but it doesn't have any. It's good for inflammation. It doesn't have any hallucination effects. It's not like marijuana at all. It's for medical purposes, and it's holistic medicine.
Okay.
It's been known to improve people in many different aspects of life, like cancer patients. It's
okay.
And effective. We heard from Diego Sanchez. He told us effective January 1st. They make a strain that is going to be UFC approved.
And you know who put it first on the map? Nate Diaz. Remember there was a big scandal. People were saying he was in the press conference puffing on something.
Post-fight press conference.
Yeah, post-fight he was puffing on something
Vaping.
and vaping, and no one knew what the hell it was at that time.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, just CBD oil." So now and after that, like that thing blew up.
Yeah,
man.
they tried to give him some kind of fine.
Even though CBD oil had been out there for a while, but like him doing that and then saying publicly, it just blew up.
Yeah.
So. And there's a lot of great companies right now, and it's being legalized. Even the cannabis is being legalized in state by state now, little by little, because people are seeing the effects and helpfulness.
But CBD boutique locally, they're great partners with us.
And they help dogs. They have you can.
There you go.
Yeah, in case it gets too.
We'll try it. And
that's good for
mellow him out.
It's got a lot of medicinal
but
purposes.
Anyway, So
okay, yeah. Well, see, I'm on social media, but I never I'll get on one picture and read, and you're like, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Stay away from
so
that stuff.
what I do is I just post. I'm
don't be like him and take it so personal.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm like. Everybody's like, "Oh, Johnny's on steroids." Johnny's
this picture of Johnny. This looks like he's 400 pounds.
Yeah, like I'm this muscled up
just
dude.
Ignore that nonsense.
And so that's why I try to get on there, but man, you can only take so much of it. So now I just post and then go from there.
Yeah, stay away from it.
Because if people they want to know, they know where I'm at. Yeah. They know where everywhere I'll be, and if they want to see me, I'm more than gladly to talk to them, yada yada yada. But
now that you said that, there's going to be people showing up with.
I think I got some mail for you too.
Fear
actually,
the Beard
people
shirts.
already sending mail.
Yes, people already send them mail.
You're already getting fan mail. That's amazing. They hear you're here, and we start getting.
I'll sign it out.
Fan mail box. Yeah,
I'll sign it today.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we will see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny. Have a good camp.
Thank you.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.